Welcome to Cooking with Katerina. Today we're going to make an Italian breaded fried chicken. This breading can also be used on pork or fish, eggplant if you're making eggplant parmesan, zucchini. It is so versatile. I literally use it for anything that I'm going to bread. And I will be using some fresh greens from our friends at Red Basket Farm. So let's get started. Here's what you're going to need as far as ingredients to make this Italian breaded fried chicken. You're going to use approximately 2 pounds of sliced boneless chicken breast. Now usually what I do is I will bring my chicken breast home from the grocery store and I will slice it and put it in freezer bags and stick it in the freezer. That way when I'm ready to make it, all I have to do is pull it out. It saves me a lot of time. Also, for a safety tip, I only have one cutting board that I use for slicing and cutting meats. And it is not a wooden board. You do not want to use a wooden board to slice or cut your meats. So that's my little safety tip for you. Next, you're going to need a half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs, a quarter cup of grated cheese. I'm using Romano, 1 tablespoon of flour, 1 tablespoon of parsley, a half a teaspoon of granulated garlic, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, always add some color to it, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of pepper. I also have, for after my chicken is fried, and I place it on this cookie sheet with a rack so that the oil will drain off of it really nice and it doesn't have that heaviness to it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to mix all our seasonings in with our breadcrumbs, stir it real good so they all blend well, and then we have our, I have a cast iron, 8-inch cast iron skillet with about 1.5 cups of oil. Now I use a smaller skillet because I can control it better. Plus I don't need to use as much oil. And if I'm making a lot, I will double the breading recipe. And if I am making more than 2 pounds, I might have to change the oil in between. So this way I can control the oil and it just fries it much better. As I said, we're going to mix all of our seasonings and our cheese in with the breadcrumbs. So that is our Romano cheese, our flour, parsley, granulated garlic, onion powder, paprika, and our salt and pepper. And I just take a fork. Sometimes the cheese clumps a little, so you want to make sure that you break it up real good. And we're just going to give this a stir and put our cast iron skillet on, or whatever skillet you like to fry in. I just find that a cast iron skillet holds the heat at an even temperature. So we'll put our skillet on medium to medium high, and you know your stove, so you'll be able to adjust it accordingly. Okay, we're ready to start frying. Well, I've tested my oil and we're ready to get frying here. So I'm going to tell you another little safety tip. I am one of those people that use my hands. So I am going to use my left hand simply to dredge the chicken into the breadcrumb mixture and put it into the frying pan. I will not touch anything else with that hand. If I have to use that hand, then I'll have to wash my hands again before touching anything else. So just remember that when you're cooking, especially, with any raw meat. So we're going to put it in the breadcrumbs, and I like to pat it down in there and make sure that it's covered really good. And then you're going to shake it off. And when you place it in the frying pan, make sure that you stir it from closest to you and move away. Now these are pretty good slices, so I may only be able to do one at a time. But again, I can control this. Now, you're going to let it fry up probably about 3 or 4 minutes until it's a nice color. If it browns too quickly, you want to make sure that you turn down your temperature a little bit, because you don't want it to fry up too fast. You want to make sure that center of the chicken is cooked. So we'll come back when I'm ready to flip this. Okay, we're about ready to flip this. There you go. Look at that color. Isn't that beautiful? And I already have another one ready to go here. It doesn't take long at all. And then once that cooks up on the other side, I will place it on my rack to drain, and then we'll continue frying till I've done all my chicken. I'm done frying my Italian breaded chicken. And as you can see, I'm displaying different ways that you can serve this wonderful meal. You can serve it plain, just breaded. I, being Greek and Italian, put lemon on mine. My husband likes hot sauce, and my daughter likes honey. So everybody can have it the way they want it. I also use my easy spaghetti sauce, and you can view the video and see how easy it is to make that sauce. And we made some chicken parmesan here. Another one of my favorites is using arugula, which I might add we picked yesterday at our friend's farm. It's Red Basket Farm. Enjoyed myself tremendously. Put a little Romano cheese on that. You can cut it in ribbons. You can sprinkle it on, and then squeeze some lemon juice on it. I had this at a restaurant and had to come home and try it myself. It is one of my favorites. But I'm sure that you can come up with many ways of making this chicken, Italian breaded chicken. So now it's time to taste test. It is so good, especially with the fresh arugula and Parmesan or Romano cheese. You could use Parmesan too, whichever you prefer. So good. And I'd love it if you'd let me know that you've tried this recipe and how your family enjoyed it. Maybe you can drop me a few hints as to how I can use this chicken recipe in different ways. I'm always looking for new ways of making chicken. So please subscribe, like, and share this video. And also, in case you've watched some of my other videos, I'm sure you've noticed I'm wearing a Cooking with Katerina apron. And I'd like to say thank you to my brother Sam and his wife Darlene, who have computer stitch design, and they made me this beautiful apron. Thank you. So in the meantime, kala oroksi, good appetite, and enjoy.